My parents quietly bought their dream home using money I had been sending them for years, claiming it was for emergencies. But when I finally found out and asked why no one told me, my dad snapped and said something that made it clear I was never part of their plan. Okay, I'm ready to play. Share your YouTube script, and I'll do my best to rewrite it with fresh wording, maintaining the original length and structure. I'll make sure not to use any bold text. Here is a rephrased version of your script, maintaining the original length and structure, and without any bold text. You are not involved in this. I observed them and responded. Understood. The following day, my mother sent a message. We require $1,200 for the moving company. Hours later, the financial institution froze their credit line, and security personnel escorted them from the residence. 17 missed calls, 30 messages. One originated from a detective's number. We truly appreciate your presence with us today. It would mean a great deal if you could indicate your location by simply typing your city in the comments. Now let us resume today's narrative. I was casually browsing social media, half asleep, when it appeared, a photograph of my parents and my younger sibling, Lisa, beaming in front of a sleek, contemporary dwelling. A sold sign pierced the meticulously maintained lawn, and Lisa's caption declared, Our dream residence, finally ours. My coffee grew cold in my grasp. For a moment, I believed it was a jest, some camera trick, or a friend's place where they were posing. But the specifics struck me forcefully: the granite steps, the dual garage, the way my mother clung to my father's arm as if they had won a lottery. They had acquired a house I knew nothing about. My chest tightened as I scrolled back through my messages. No mention, no hint. Just last month, I had transferred $5,000 to father for a car repair he insisted was urgent. Prior to that, $2,800 to Lisa for art school tuition. She withdrew after 3 weeks. Mother's calls about barely making ends meet echoed in my mind as I gazed at their self-satisfied expressions. I had been skipping meals to send them money for provisions, and now this. I telephoned father, my voice trembling. You have a new house? There was a pause, then his tone was sharp, like glass. Yes, we do. Why? Why did you not inform me? I inquired, gripping the phone. Another pause, longer, colder. Why would we need you there? You are not involved in this. The connection severed. I sat there, staring at my cracked phone screen, the room swirling. All those years, working extra hours, transferring funds, believing I was sustaining them, and they had excluded me from their aspiration. Lisa's flawless smile burned into my memory, mother's proud wave, father's nonchalant posture. They did not merely overlook me, they obliterated me. My finger hovered over the photograph, torn between shattering the phone and pretending I had not seen it. But I had, and that sold sign was not just for a house, it was for every falsehood I had accepted. The image would not leave my thoughts, those smug countenances, that house, a testament to my foolishness. I slumped at my kitchen table, a chipped mug of lukewarm coffee in hand, and allowed the recollections to surface. 5 years ago, I secured my first respectable employment, technical support, nothing glamorous, but stable. Father called the following week, his voice strained, stating their furnace had failed. Just $800, son. We will repay you. I sent it, no questions asked. The money never returned, but the calls persisted. Mother's tales of running out of fuel, Lisa's. I require books for class, please. I transferred it all, month after month, while my own refrigerator contained nothing but condiment packets and stale bread. I would observe father's new golf clubs leaning against the garage, mother's fresh highlights glinting in the sun, Lisa's latest designer bags slung over her shoulder. They are struggling, I would tell myself, disregarding the arithmetic that did not align. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking, and telephoned Lisa. Perhaps she would falter, offer me something genuine. Hey, I said, forcing composure. Nice house. She laughed, sharp like a blade. Thanks. We deserve this after everything. You have your own life, right? The line clicked off before I could inhale. My own life? A 400-square-foot hovel with peeling paint and a mattress on the floor. I had given them everything. $5,000 here, $2,800 there, hundreds more for emergencies that never ceased. They had been sipping expensive coffee while I consumed instant noodles, and now I was the object of ridicule. Last Thanksgiving struck me like a freight train. I had driven 3 hours to their cramped old rental, my arms laden with groceries I had purchased, turkey, stuffing, the whole spread, $200 from my own funds. I spent the entire day in the kitchen, sweat dripping, while Mother scrolled through online images and Father napped. Lisa sauntered in at dusk, smelling of strong perfume, tossing a cheap bottle of wine onto the counter as if it were precious. Family effort! Father toasted at dinner, smirking as they clinked glasses. I scrubbed pots alone later, their laughter reverberating off the walls. When I asked Lisa to assist, she rolled her eyes. Relax, you are so dramatic. Mother nodded as if I were the issue. I accessed my banking application now, scrolling through transactions, $14,700 over 5 years, bleeding out in increments. Every thanks they had muttered felt like an insult. I had financed Father's vehicle, Lisa's education, Mother's peace of mind, and they had converted it into polished countertops and elevated ceilings. My apartment's heating flickered as I sat there. I had postponed repairing it to send them money last winter. They were not impoverished, they were avaricious. I envisioned Father teeing off at the country club, Mother boasting about her spa days, Lisa posing with wireless earbuds I could never afford. They had manipulated me, and I had permitted it. I paced, rage surging in my throat. How long had they ridiculed me behind my back? I pictured Lisa's art school fantasy, 3 weeks of casual sketching before she abandoned it, my money dissolving into her bar tabs. Mother's feigned tears about bills, then her fresh manicure the next day. Father's gruff, "We will figure it out," after every bailout, followed by a weekend at the golf range. I had wished to be the son who resolved matters, the brother who appeared. Growing up, we had possessed nothing, eviction notices, instant noodles for weeks, so I vowed I would be their safety net. But they had woven it into a snare. I sank onto my sagging couch, the springs groaning beneath me. My phone vibrated, Mother's name on the screen. I did not answer. The voicemail notification sounded like a gunshot. "Honey," her voice purred, all sweetness and malice. "We are so thrilled about the house. Could you send $500 for the drapes? It would mean the world." I laughed, a jagged, broken sound. Drapes? They had constructed a palace on my foundation and desired me to furnish it. I deleted the message, hands trembling, and stared at the wall. Anger burned intensely, but beneath it, a hollow ache spread, years of affection I had poured into individuals who had never truly seen me, not as family, merely as a source of funds. I was not their pillar, I was their stepping stone. And that house, it was not theirs, it was mine, every brick, every nail, paid for with my exertion, my deprivation, my silence. They had moved in, secured the door, and left me standing in the cold. I awoke to a message from Mother at 7:03 a.m., the screen's luminescence cutting through the darkness. "We need $1,200 for the movers. Send it quickly, sweetie. Love you." My jaw clenched so tightly my teeth ached. Love you? After excluding me from their aspiration? They still possessed the audacity to exploit me like a resource. I tossed the phone aside, its vibration a buzzing insect in my skull, and instead accessed Lisa's social media. There she was, twirling in a furniture store, a $3,000 leather sofa behind her. Caption: New house vibes. The timestamp: yesterday, 4 p.m. hours after Father had called me selfish. She was shopping like royalty. I slammed my laptop shut, the sound echoing in my empty apartment. They were not merely ungrateful, they were shameless. I could not remain still. I rummaged through my desk, pulling out bank statements, receipts, anything to confirm I was not delusional. The figures stared back, $47,000, a graveyard of my trust. My hands shook as I telephoned Father again, the call ringing like a warning. he answered gruff. What now? You are requesting more money? I stated, my voice tight. After the house, after everything? He snorted, a sound that made my skin crawl. We are advancing, finally. You are envious. Cease being selfish. We have earned this. Earned it? I retorted. With my money! I paid for your vehicle, Lisa's schooling. He interrupted me. You offered. Do not play the victim now. The line went dead, and I stood there, chest heaving, the word victim, a knife in my ribs. Then my cousin Jake messaged. Dude, are you alright? Your parents told me about the house. I typed back frantically. Did they say I helped? A pause then. No, just that they are thrilled. Why? My gut twisted. They had erased me from the narrative again. I telephoned Jake, divulging everything, the money, the falsehoods, the photograph. His voice lowered. Wait, they did not tell you this, but they used your name on the mortgage, co-signer. I overheard Uncle Rick boasting about it at poker night. The room tilted. Co-signer? My credit, my future, shackled to their avarice without a single word to me. I ended the call, rushed to my computer, and accessed my credit report. There it was, a $350,000 loan, my name next to theirs. Panic seized my throat. I could lose everything if they defaulted. I stumbled to the sink, splashing cold water on my face, but it did not quell the trembling. They had not merely taken my money, they had hijacked my existence. I saw it clearly now, father signing papers with a smirk, mother nodding along, Lisa oblivious or complicit. My apartment's thin walls pressed in, the hum of the refrigerator a mocking drone. I had been sleeping on a lumpy futon while they selected chandeliers, and now my name was their safeguard. If they missed a payment, my credit would plummet, my car loan, my lease, my chance at ever owning something for myself, gone. I gripped the counter, knuckles white, fury and dread warring within me. How could they? After every late night shift I had worked, every no I had uttered to myself so I could say yes to them. I telephoned mother, my voice a low growl. You used my name on the mortgage. Silence, then a shaky laugh. Oh honey, it is just temporary. We required a boost. Your credit is so good. Temporary? My good credit resulted from scraping by, not from handouts. You did not ask me. I stated. She sighed, feigning pity. We did not wish to trouble you. You are always so occupied. Occupied keeping them afloat. I ended the call, her excuse a slap across my face. Occupied? I had been their laborer, and now I was their collateral. I sat on the floor, my back against the wall, staring at nothing. The house was not merely a betrayal, it was a snare. They had entangled me deeper than I had ever imagined, and I had not even seen the documents. My mind raced, lawsuits, bankruptcy, a future I could never escape. Anger burned, but guilt flickered too, that old voice whispering. I should have known, should have refused years ago. I suppressed it. This was not my responsibility. They had crossed the boundary, and I was no longer their pawn. I stood, fists clenched, the weight of their brazenness sinking in. They believed I would yield again. They were mistaken. I could not permit it to stand, their house, my name, my life dangling on their whim. By 8 a.m., I was on the phone with my bank, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. I did not authorize a mortgage co-signature, I informed the representative. She clucked sympathetically, then froze my accounts to prevent further damage. Next, I telephoned the lender, demanding my name be removed from the loan. Fraudulent use of identity, I stated, each word a hammer. They hesitated, claiming paperwork, but I persisted until they agreed to investigate. By 10 a.m., the real estate agent telephoned father. The transaction was halted, keys withheld until the issue was resolved. I pictured them standing in that partially furnished driveway, bags in hand, and felt a grim flicker of satisfaction. It did not last. Noon arrived, and my phone illuminated. Security footage from a neighbor's camera later showed them being escorted off the property, mother wailing, father red-faced, Lisa kicking a planter. Then the onslaught began, 17 missed calls, 30 messages, a voicemail from mother so piercing it rattled my speaker. How could you destroy us like this? We are homeless now, she sobbed, as if I had incinerated the place. Father's message was colder. You are dead to us. Enjoy your solitary life. I stared at the words, my heart pounding, rage bubbling like lava. Homeless? They had their old rental. They simply desired the upgrade I had financed. Then the second blow landed. A courier knocked on my door, thrusting a legal envelope into my hands. Small claims court papers. Lisa was suing me for $10,000, alleging I had verbally promised it for the house and reneged, causing financial distress. My knees buckled, a lie, bold and brazen, scrawled in her jagged handwriting. I saw her smirk in my mind, plotting this while selecting that cursed sofa. The summons trembled in my grasp. Court date in 3 weeks. They were not merely excluding me, they were attempting to bury me. My savings were meager, legal fees could decimate me, and they knew it. I sank onto my couch, the springs creaking like a funeral dirge. My throat burned as I scrolled through their messages. Lisa's. You will pay for this. Mother's. We raised you better. Father's. Ungrateful wretch. Each one a dagger twisting deeper. I had halted their scheme, and now they were retaliating, fists full of venom. The lawsuit was not about money, it was punishment, a public defamation to drag me down with them. I imagined the judge's gavel, my name sullied, my account drained while they smirked from the gallery. Fear coiled tightly, but anger roared louder. They had chained me to their debt, now they desired my last coin as retribution. I telephoned the lender again, my voice a sharp edge. Check the cosigner dates. I never signed. They found it, my signature forged, sloppy loops that were not mine. My pulse thundered, proof they had crossed into criminality. I faxed. The bank records, the forged page, my identification, anything to claw my name free. By 4 p.m., the lender confirmed my removal was being processed, the loan flagged for fraud. The house was no longer theirs. They would be out for good. I leaned back, my breath ragged, a strange calm settling in. I had fought back, and it felt like breaking chains. But the calls did not cease. Aunt Karen rang next, her voice dripping with condemnation. How could you do this to your own flesh and blood? I laughed, a hollow sound. Ask them why my name is on their mortgage. She ended the call, no reply. Then Uncle Pete. You are tearing us apart. Tearing us apart? I had been the adhesive, and they had ripped me off like a bandage. My phone vibrated nonstop, a chorus of guilt I had not requested. I silenced it, but the quiet did not soothe. The lawsuit loomed, a storm cloud ready to burst. I stood at my window, watching dusk bleed across the sky. They had transformed my fight for liberation into their conflict, and I was the villain now. My fist clenched, nails biting skin. I had given them a decade of my effort, my aspirations deferred, and they repaid me with a forged signature and a court date. But that spark of power from earlier flickered again brighter. They believed I would capitulate, send the money, beg for forgiveness. No more. I had stopped their house, and I would stop this too. They had underestimated me, and that was their error. I awoke to my phone vibrating like a jackhammer. Messages from cousins I had not seen since elementary school, voicemails from aunts I had met twice, all chanting the same lament. How could you ruin your family? Aunt Karen's social media posts glowed on my screen, a self-righteous diatribe. Some people forget their origins. My coffee turned bitter as I scrolled, each accusation a fresh lash. No one uttered a word about the $47,000 I had shoveled their way, the forged mortgage linking me to their greed, or Lisa's lawsuit demanding $10,000 for a promise I never made. They had recast me as the self-centered son who incinerated their dream, and the family consumed it like candy. My inbox overflowed. Fix this, they are hurting, you owe them an apology. Owe them? I had paid with every hard-earned coin, every skip meal, and now I was their scapegoat. Lisa escalated the betrayal mid-morning. Her social media displayed a selfie in a coffee shop, eyes moist, captioned, "When your own brother betrays you but you overcome." Comments accumulated, friends, strangers, even our old algebra teacher. "You are so strong, he is despicable." My chest crumpled, a hollow void opening wide. She had transformed me into a monster for popularity, a punching bag for her sob story. I wished to smash the screen. "I gave you my life, and you sued me." But my fingers locked, numb with years of suppressed rage. The family's silence regarding my side was deafening. No one messaged, "What happened?" No one cared why I had severed ties. I was the outcast now, branded and banished. I telephoned Jen, my attorney friend, my voice splintering. "They are overwhelming me with this." She stormed over, her blazer as sharp as her gaze, and seized my phone like a hawk. "Give me everything, messages, emails, that summons." She discovered in an hour a message chain from mother to father, leaked by a cousin who had finally reached his limit. "He will cover the movers, then we are finished with him." Mother wrote, cool as ice. "Lisa is right, he is too demanding." Father's reply, "Good riddance. House is ours. He is history." Lisa to a friend, "He is so naive, we have him completely manipulated." Jen slid the phone back, her eyes blazing. "They plan to discard you after the final payment. This is fraud, coercion. Courts will dismantle them." My gut twisted while scorching my throat. Those words, demanding, naive, history, were blades slashing through the son I had attempted to be. I sank into my chair, my head pounding, the truth a floodlight in my skull. Mother's tearful pleas, father's gruff grunts, Lisa's smirks. It was a deception, choreographed to keep me giving. Every, "We need you," was a snare, every, "Thanks," a shackle. Jen activated her laptop. "We will countersue for the forgery, emotional distress, all of it. They will choke on their own falsehoods." So, my family felt like swallowing razors, but what family? They were a parasite feeding off my bones. I nodded slowly, the solidity of the decision settling in my chest. "Do it," I rasped, my throat dry as sandpaper. "I am done being their laborer." The assault continued. Uncle Pete telephoned, his voice thick. "You are destroying your mother. She is distraught." A second cousin emailed. "They wept every night because of you." I laughed, a jagged, broken sound that clawed my lungs. Wept? They had wept for money, not for me. I saw them huddled in their old rental, scheming, twisting my defiance into their melodrama. Jen gripped my shoulder. "They are terrified. The house is gone. The lawsuit is weak. They are scrambling." Terrified? Let them experience the dread I had carried, chained to their chaos. I had borne their burdens until my hands bled, and now they dared call me heartless? I paced my cramped apartment, walls pressing in, anger a live coal in my ribs. Those messages were not guilt. They were arrows fired to pull me back into their web. But Jen's discovery was a torch. They had never loved me, only my wallet. I had been their grunt, their fool, groomed to give until I broke, then discarded when the house was theirs. My fists balled, nails biting skin. They had sicked the family on me, defamed me online, sued me for a fabrication, and still believed I would kneel. No more. I turned to Jen, resolve a steel rod in my spine. "Let us strike them hard." She grinned, fierce as thunder. "Oh, we will bury them deeply." 3 days after Jen filed the countersuit, my apartment buzzer shrieked like a banshee. I knew it was them before I even checked the peephole. Father's heavy knock, mother's shrill, "Open the door!" echoing up the stairwell. I stood frozen, pulse hammering, then swung it wide. There they were, father's fists clenched as if he would strike, mother's eyes puffy with rehearsed tears, Lisa lurking on the steps, jaw tight, arms crossed. "You think this is a game?" Father bellowed, stepping in uninvited. I leaned on the door frame, calm as stone. "No, I think it is finished." Mother gasped, clutching her chest as if I had stabbed her. "Finished? We are your family." I laughed, a cold, sharp bark. Family does not forge my name or sue me for falsehoods. Father's face twisted, veins bulging. You froze our house deal. Humiliated us. Security dragged us out like trash. Lisa chimed in, her voice venomous. You are pathetic, sabotaging us out of spite. I held their gaze, unflinching. Spite? I paid for your lives, $47,000 worth. You locked me out of your dream and still begged for more. I grabbed a folder from my desk, receipts spilling like confetti, and tossed it on the coffee table. There is your dream, every cent I bled for it. Mother's eyes darted to the papers, then away, her sob catching like a poor actress. We did not mean to hurt you, she whispered. I snorted. You did not mean to get caught. Jen stepped in then, unannounced, slipping through the open door like a shadow. They did not.